Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This webinar will start momentarily. All right, let's get started as people trickle in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Study Tips Using CFP Board Resources to Prepare for the Exam webinar. My name is Grace Murtha, and I am the Marketing Specialist here at CFP Board. My colleague, Amanda Zapata, Senior Marketing Manager, will also be presenting. In this webinar, we'll cover two tools you can use to help you prepare for the CFP exam. The CFP Board Practice Exam and the new CFP Exam Practice App are great resources to build your confidence and prepare you for the big day. In our first section, we'll go over the CFP Board Practice Exam, including an overview, tips about how to use your exam, and what you will see upon completion. We will then talk about our new CFP Exam Practice App. CFP Board offers two practice exams that you can use as part of your preparation. One practice exam comes free with your exam registration. You can access it in your online account after you register. CFP Board practice exams are a replica of the CFP exam. Our practice exams are hosted on Prometric, the same exact software utilized on exam day. While taking the practice exam, you'll notice a clock set for 3 hours per session, 6 hours in total. This is the same amount of time that is allotted for the 170 questions on the real exam. If your time runs out, so will your access to the practice exam. So make sure, sorry, one second. Make sure you complete it in the amount of time allotted. Oh my gosh, 1 second. Sorry, I'll just give me 1 second. My device just randomly turned off. Apologies. Okay, back to it. You'll have a 24-hour access period to complete your practice exam once you start it. This means if you launch your practice exam, you can close it out and return to it within 24 hours. However, please keep note that you only have 6 hours of testing time where you are active in your practice exam. You can view the solutions to each question on the practice exam by selecting the solution button below the question text. Similar to the live exam, once a subsection is complete, you are not able to return to the previous subsection. Once the practice exam is submitted, the solutions are no longer available. Many of the practice exam questions have appeared in previous exams and are now retired for inclusion in the current exam. The 170 questions represent the full range of topic areas of the current CFP exam. And upon completion, you'll receive a diagnostic results report. The result report will provide your performance relative to the principal knowledge domains and can be a useful tool by identifying knowledge gaps to better target your studying for more effectively. Next, I will walk through how to access this resource and what to expect when you start your practice exam. To access your practice exam, log in to your CFP Board account at cfp.net/login. Once you are logged in, click on the link to take your practice exam, which you should see at the top of your account. If you don't see that at the top of your account, you can go to the exam section of your account and scroll down. In the Prepare section, you will see a link to click on to access your practice exam. Once you get to your practice exam portal, you will see your practice exam history and any active practice exams that are available to take. When you are ready to take your practice exam, click on the Get Practice Test button. Please note that you will only have 24 hours to complete your practice exam once you start it. Do not click this button until you are ready, as we cannot reset the 24-hour timer. Of your practice exam, you'll receive a results report. This report will show where you stand on each principal knowledge domain. This report can help you prioritize what content to spend more time on and give you a holistic view of your strengths and weaknesses. You can take the practice exam at any point leading up to the exam. However, Taking the practice exam earlier in the preparation process can maximize the usefulness of the study tool by helping to identify which topic areas you need to focus your study on. This is also a good tool to gain confidence and simulate the exam day, since it mirrors what you will see on exam day at the test center. Next, Amanda will talk about our second resource, the CFP Exam Practice App.
Thanks, Grace. The CFP Exam Practice App was launched over the summer and developed in partnership with Prometric, our technology partner administrator of the CFP exam. If you haven't seen it or haven't heard about it yet, the Practice App has a flexible, easy-to-use platform available on iPhone, Android, and the web, and you can completely customize your experience. So you get to choose where to focus as you strengthen your test-taking skills and boost your exam readiness. I've also heard from many candidates on the candidate forum that the web version of the app is very easy to use. So if you're using another prep provider who also has a web interface, this is a great item and practice prep tool to add to that repertoire of your tools that you're using. The app helps you identify weak areas, and you can specifically pinpoint areas for improvement instantly. So with additional practice questions targeted to you based on your performance. And you receive feedback in real time. So you can review the rationale for every possible answer and measure your performance with live progress tracking. So you'll have a library of topic-specific quizzes organized by the 8 principal knowledge domains and principal topic areas for you to be able to pick and choose what you want to do and really hone in on the areas where you maybe need a little bit more practice or want to strengthen your knowledge. Most importantly, you get unlimited access to all questions for a full year after you purchase it. And if you need to add on time later on, for some reason you're not taking the exam, yet you're not scheduled for November, or you want to purchase it now for a year out, you can always add on time as well. You can review questions on your commute, on your lunch break, or wherever is convenient for you. So the CFP Exam Practice App is definitely a great tool for on the go and for really taking those micro quizzes to help strengthen specific areas. There are 2 options for purchasing the app. So you can buy the CFP Exam Practice App and gain 1 full year of unlimited access for $295. Or you can purchase the bundle. And this includes the app and the second CFP Board Practice Exam for $385. And it's a great opportunity. So Grace was talking about the CFP Board Practice Exam, and we have the CFP Exam Practice App. And so this is a great opportunity to maximize your studying and use both resources to your advantage. So if you use that first practice exam earlier in your studying, like Grace was saying, you can identify those principal knowledge domains to focus on from the results report. And then you can use the app to take domain and topic specific quizzes. And then if you purchase the bundle, you can use the second practice exam to see how far you've come in your studying. So it's, again, a great opportunity to really use both tools to your advantage to really identify, pinpoint, and strengthen those weak areas, and then use the full practice exam later on to really make sure you've identified those areas and you gain confidence for what you see on exam day. We have many more frequently asked questions on our website, just in case there are other questions we're not answering here. And of course, we can answer anything in the Q&A here in a couple of minutes. But there are some frequently asked questions here that I'd like to read out. And again, you have the opportunity to ask questions. Feel free to type it in the Q&A in the Zoom at any point. So accessing the CFP Exam Practice app is available in the App Store on iOS and Android. It's on the web. For most instances, you should be able to access it. So extremely accessible anywhere, anytime. You have access for 1 year, and you can renew the subscription after access expires. So that's really important if you're planning to take the CFP exam way out into the future. You can spend as long as you like on each quiz, and there is no limit to retaking it. So you can really, take those questions and retake them as many times as you want. And this is a tool developed by CFP Board. So, this is something that is developed by us. It is AI backed with personalized recommendations. But again, it is something that our exams team and our subject matter experts, review and make sure is is providing good recommendations there. And there is a website here, cfp.net/app FAQ, if you do want to look at any more of the frequently asked questions or just get more information about the practice app. We now have our Q&A portion of this webinar. I know we went through kind of quick on the resources that we were talking about today. We're happy to go back to any of the slides and review any of the information we talked over. But please feel free to type your questions in the Q&A and we will read out your questions.
Thank you so much, Amanda. I really appreciate y'all helping me through these tech issues, but we do have a couple of really good questions coming in. So the first is two related questions. What are the start and end date constraints on our ability to access the practice exams? And are there any regular system downtimes or update intervals that we should be aware of?
For the practice exam, you have a 150-day access period once it's added to your account. So for example, if you register for the November exam today, then you would have 150 days access to that practice exam. Now, like Grace said earlier, once you click that Get Practice Test, that starts a different timer for using the practice exam. So you have 150 days to click that Get Practice Test button. In terms of regular system downtimes, there isn't something where like every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern it goes down. That doesn't happen. If there are system downtimes or something that Prometric has let us know about in advance, we will let you know, post it on the candidate forum. But we definitely try to let anybody know who has access to the practice exam ahead of time. Also, it should be on Prometric's website, but there's nothing regular that I can provide you with.
Thanks, Amanda. One question I keep seeing is how many questions are provided on the app?
Right now, let me get the answer for you. I'm not 100% sure at this moment, but I can certainly get the answer for you and I can get back to you. But there are plenty of questions right now in each domain area, but let me see if I can get the answer for you.
Thank you. Someone asked, when do you recommend taking the first practice exam if you only have one?
I think it's going to depend on you. I've heard from candidates that there are different viewpoints on this, and I don't think that there's a right or wrong answer. Like we mentioned in this webinar, taking the practice exam earlier on can help you identify those weak areas. So in the results report that Grace shared, you can see, and that's the diagnostic report. It looks almost exactly the same what you'll receive on exam day. The practice exam does not give you a pass or fail though, so just want to note that. But in terms of taking it earlier on, you can identify those weak domain areas, and then that can help you pinpoint where you might want to spend some more time. The other train of thought or other school of thought here is that if you take the practice exam closer to the exam, you can use it to simulate exam day and really use it more. I mean, at any time it's going to be a confidence builder, but really right before exam day, it can be like that super confidence builder because you can put yourself in the mindset of taking it, all the prep you've done, you can put yourself in the mindset of taking it at your computer, at your desk. It is going to be for the comfort of your home when you're doing this, not at the test center, but that's still okay, right? You're still seeing the software like you'd see on exam day. You can actually put yourself in the mindset of the 6 hours. This is what I have. This is what I'm going to be seeing. This is how it's going to appear on the screen. You can make sure that you don't have any distractions around you. You're going to be given that 40-minute break for lunch. So you can actually, again, use it as a total simulation tool and that extra confidence boost closer to exam day. So I think there are two ways you can think about it. And depending on what you've been doing to prep, you could use it now if you're taking November, or you could wait a couple weeks and maybe use it there. But that's kind of how I would think about it, is just what have you been using? What's in your toolbox right now to where is the best timing for you?
Thanks, Amanda. That's so helpful. Someone asked about finding the application in the App Store. Do not worry, I will be sending up a follow-up email to all registrants with instructions on how to find it. We know it can be a little tricky since it has a name that is just hard to find, but I will send instructions on how to find that. So do not worry about that. Another question we had is, does the app provide rationale to correct answers?
Yes, it does. So it will provide you with a rationale for every possible answer, right or wrong. So you should get a full listing of the rationales for the answer choices.
Thank you. Someone says, when you buy the bundle to take the test, does it come with only one practice exam or two?
When you buy the bundle to take the test, so the bundle of the practice app and the practice exam will only come with one practice exam. So there are two practice exams currently, two full 170 question practice exam. We'll call them practice exam 1 and practice exam 2. Practice exam 1 is complimentary, totally free when you register for the exam. And so the bundle gives you the opportunity to purchase practice exam 2 alongside the practice app. So if you wanted to, if you're not set up to take the exam yet, you're not registered, and you don't have that free access to practice exam 1, the bundle will only give you access to practice exam 2, which is fine. It's a different set of questions, but just so you know, right? You can either purchase practice exam 1 separately if you want to, and you're not registered for the exam, but the app only gives you access to practice exam 2. I'm sorry, the bundle only gives you access to practice exam 2.
Thank you. One other question came in. How does one access promo codes for registering for the test?
We don't have promo codes for taking the tests. There are we have the tiered pricing. So early registration, which is already closed for November, is $825. And then we're in standard registration right now, and that will go through, I believe, October 14th. And then that's currently $925. And then after October 14th for the next week, it goes to the full registration price, which is $1,025. Registration for the March exam will open about mid-October. So that's when early registration for March will start. But there are no other discount codes.
Thank you. Someone asked, will you get answer explanations after the practice exam?
Related to the practice exam, no. You will not be able to re-access the practice exam. You will not be able to see feedback or rationale on the practice exam after you have clicked the finish button. So if you're taking it simulating real time exam day and you're just going through it, with a true 6-hour timer as it is, then once you click finish and you get your results report, you cannot go back to it. Now, when you're in the practice exam, yes, you have a 6-hour timer. So you have your 3 hours per session. You do have the ability to look at the answers question by question. Just note that will cut into your time. But there is that option on the practice exam if you would like to use it.
Thank you. All right, keep them coming. These are great questions, and we have plenty of time to answer any lingering questions you might have about resources, the practice exams, the practice app. Feel free to just drop it in the Q&A. Okay, we had one other person point out that they can't find the app in the store. Don't worry, I will be sending you very detailed instructions on how to access it. So you'll have all that information. Can't have yeah, I recommend it. I couldn't recommend it enough. Yeah, keep them coming. These are great questions. We had one question, Amanda. It seems like there's only one day. This is a very, very specific question, but there's only one day in San Diego that Prometric allows to take the exam. Could you provide any clarification on why there's only one day in this specific area?
You'll want to contact our exams team directly, examinations, that's plural, at cfpboard.org. It may, I'm not 100% sure, but the exams team will definitely be able to help you out. And if all seats are taken, they'll be able to work with you, or should be able to work with you to maybe help you find something or figure out what the best solution is for you. But email them directly, examinations at cfpboard.org. This goes for anybody if you're having trouble scheduling a seat at your preferred location.
Thank you so much. Someone says, in theory, you could simulate the practice exam over 6 hours and then go back and review the answers one by one before you submit the practice exam.
Unfortunately, it's not that easy. If you are familiar with the way the exam is formatted, it's divided into 4 subsections. So in session 1, the first 3 hours, you have subsection 1A and subsection 1B. Each subsection, while the subsections are not timed, you have 3 hours for the first half of the exam. Once you leave a subsection, you cannot go back to it. So really, if you have not reviewed the questions as you're going before you submit that subsection, you can't go back to it. So the only time before you click finish is you be able to review that last subsection of answers. So it's not going to work the way you think it is if you wait until the end to review everything.
Thank you. Someone says, Amanda, can you elaborate on the software of the exam?
Yeah, so you're going to see everything that you would on the real exam or the full exam that you would see on exam day. So you'll be able to highlight, you'll be able to strike through, and highlight and strike through answers and mark for review. So you're going to be able to see everything. You'll also have all the same exam resources that you'll see on exam day, tax tables, formula sheet, all of that's built into the practice exam as well.
Thank you. Someone asked, I will be emailing all of you the instructions. Don't worry, it's not going to be just a few people. I'll email everyone. Someone also said, is there a formula sheet that is allowed for reference during the CFP exam? If so, how is that provided?
Yes, so the formula sheet is downloadable on our website along with the tax tables. That is provided, it's kind of like a PDF. Basically, it's a little window that opens up within the exam software that you can have access to. So everything's online, no hard copies will be provided.
Very helpful. Thank
One
you.
thing that I will mention, and again, happy to answer any questions, as many questions as we can, because the resources, the focus of today's webinar was the Practice Exam and Practice app. And again, happy to answer questions as they relate to the CFP exam. But if you're registered for November, especially, and you have not watched our What to Expect on Exam Day webinar for November, that's extremely helpful to just get a better understanding of the exam overall and what to really expect on exam day. And that, again, happy to answer any questions, but that really goes over beyond the resources here. And so that is on our YouTube channel. And Grace, maybe when we email this out, we can also just include a link to the What to Expect webinar in that email.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. And someone just asked to clarify if there will be a recording of this webinar. Absolutely. You will be able to find this webinar on our YouTube channel within about a week of the live event, but I will also send you guys the recording in my follow-up email as well. So don't worry, you'll have access to all of this later. All right. Any more questions? Keep them coming.
I know we had a question about what types of formulas are on the formula sheet, and that's all available on our website. So if you go to cfp.net/exam resources, there's a tile that you should be able to click on that says tax tables and formulas, and it will take you to the downloadable tax tables and formulas that are currently in use. So you can practice with those. I mean, you can print them and practice with them, but they're only going to be available on your computer screen on test day.
And someone had a specific calculator question that has, they have a calculator that has some printed formulas on the back. Do you know where we could point them to answer if that is going to be an issue?
It will be an issue. You won't be allowed into the test room with formulas or anything visible on your calculator. So the test center administrator, and actually even prior to getting to the test center, you should either put like black tape over them or a piece of paper and then with, covering it taped up, but you have to have it all covered up in order to get into the test room.
Thank you. Yeah, and I can't emphasize enough how helpful the What to Expect on Exam Day webinar is. I know we do it for each cycle, and our November cycle happened a few months ago, but it's so helpful. I'll definitely include a link in my follow-up, and I really suggest you look at that for any exam-related questions that you still might have. Any additional questions regarding the practice exam or the practice app? Um, let's see. Yeah, again, I will be sending out instructions on how to find the practice exam. So don't worry about that. That will be in my follow-up to all registrants.
Yeah. And if you have any questions after the fact, you can always email us, examinations@cfpboard.org. Our exams team is always happy to help. And we can always make sure we answer any questions that weren't answered today or anything that you think of after we get off here, at all. And we're always happy to assist you as you prepare for the exam.
Absolutely. Amanda, I think we have one more question, which is a very important question. Someone said, do we have to pay for the app?
Yes. Yes, you have to pay for the app. Currently, the price is $295 for just app access.
Great. Thank you. I think that might be it for all the questions you have. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Again, Amanda said, if you have any questions, please just email us at examinations@cfpboard.org. We're always happy to help with any questions you may have. And again, this recording will be on YouTube within about a week, and I will send you a ton of helpful resources in the follow-up email. So thank you again, and thank you, Amanda, so much for taking the time to answer all of these questions. Really appreciate you.
Yes, have a great day, everyone. And I know there was one question that we had
Oh,
pending. I just want to quickly, Grace, just say, I know we had one question pending on how many questions are in the app. I will get back to you on that, and we'll make sure we include that. And I have your names of who asked that question, but I also, just for the greater good of the group, will include some additional FAQs in the follow-up email we send out. I apologize, I didn't have that specific answer, but we will make sure that we get that back.
thank you so much, Amanda. I really appreciate it. Okay, everyone, have a great rest of your day.